right, as we kick off, just to recap how the National Assembly is looking at this point in time. So you've got 400 seats in total in the government of national unity at the moment, what we're terming the rampant centre, a bit of a consolidation of centrist parties and politics in South African politics. We have the ANC, of course, the DA, the IFP, and a few others, all coming to a total there of 288. On the other hand, what they've termed themselves, the Progressive Caucus, we'll see if that name holds or not. Indeed, whether the entity itself holds or not. You have MK, the EFF, and ATM at 99. And then on the other hand, the independents, those trying to remain outside these two camps at the moment. But this is all, of course, subject to change. This is the current iteration of the government of national unity, but it could change quite quickly. So don't assume stability just yet. I think it's broadly a good thing the longer it holds together, depending on reforms and all of that sort of thing. But don't assume that this will always be the formation of the government of national unity. Now, what does that mean for the cabinet? So if we were to take the government of national unity just in and of itself, with all of its seats, you have 288. The ANC with the lion's share, 159, the DA at 87, the IFP at 17, and others, parties like Good, the Patriotic Alliance, Rise, coming in at 25. Marius, maybe first question to you, just to talk about the GNU in and of itself. What do you think in terms of feasibility, whether it can be stable, hang together? This is the current iteration, as I mentioned. And of course, you're seeing jockeying for positions. You're seeing some DA ministers quite quick out the blocks with some of their pronouncements, especially at Home Affairs. What do you think of whether it's going to hang together or not?
I mean, that's obviously a very good question. And it obviously, I think it depends a lot what happens over the next couple of months. I think probably a big sign will be that Cabinet Lekgotla, which is happening in a few weeks. We already saw Nkumbudzo Ntshavheni saying that ministers aren't going to be able to do their own kind of thing, and they're going to have to be kind of subject to the president and what the government wants. And I think that was obviously kind of a subtweet, to put it a certain way, at the DA ministers in the cabinet who have already come out. People like Dean McPherson and Leon Schreiber have already started saying things, kind of policies they want to implement and so on. And I think that's probably maybe annoyed some people in the ANC. So I think that could already start seeing some tensions. But as Ryan Coetzee said, he was one of the main negotiators for the GNU. He said these kind of government arrangements are actually remarkably stable generally, because the if a party, say the DA decides to leave, they know they can only use that weapon once. So they'd obviously be quite reluctant to do that. And we all know that the ANC is quite wounded at the moment, and if the DA did have to pull out, I think there is quite a significant risk of them then linking up with parties like the EFF or MK, which is could be pretty disastrous for South African economy. So as it stands now, I think there's obviously going to be teething problems, but I think things seem to be working pretty well. And I think it was actually a good thing that the DA didn't go into kind of a GPU in Gauteng, and it showed that it's not desperate to just be in power. And it's shown that things can be worked in Gauteng, things can be a bit different from how they're working at national level, or in KwaZulu-Natal, where the DA, the IFP, and the ANC and the NFP have all gone into coalition in that province. So yeah, and I think that's shown that the DA is prepared to walk away from these kind of arrangements. So yeah, as it stands now, I think it looks pretty stable, but things, a week is a long time in politics. So who knows how things will look in 2 weeks.